I'm Sarah Starr, and this is your space weather forecast for today. Today, we're going to talk about what is up with the Schumann graph today. Also, we have a Virgo moon. Today, our Virgo moon is going to help us push through and process all of those emotions, all of those circumstances, and look at it from a different point of view. Venus is completing its time in that Cancer energy today, so it's going to bring about a lot of heart activations. This is going to help with your mood today. It's going to help with your attitude today. You'll have some new realizations about certain things, what's going to actually make you happy, what's going to make you feel fulfilled, and is going to help you out in some way for the better in your current circumstance. It's going to kind of be a test today. So Virgo loves these testing periods. So it's going to test your old mindsets. It's going to test your understanding and feelings of certain things. It's going to free you, though, of those limited belief systems, bringing you out of old mindsets and setting you up for the future. So the present moment, we are altering all of the pain that we went through. We are altering all of the trauma and the programming that has been instilled upon us since birth. Just be kind to yourself during this energy, because this is level up energy, new chapter, next level, here we go type energy. So that's what we're playing with today. But let's check out the Schumann graph, because what the heck? So if you logged into the Schumann graph today and you were expecting to see some fluctuations, this is what you were presented with. What is this? If you're new about the Schumann graph is the resonant heartbeat and the collective consciousness of planet Earth. And it basically measures where we are at on that spectrum and the frequency that is presented. So usually it never looks like this. Don't worry too much about the graph, because if you go to the actual website, you can find the chart, no problem. And this is what the chart actually looks like today. So let's get on board and analyze some of this data. So we had a timeline jump. If you haven't noticed, things are changing, and they're changing for the better. Even though you may be presented with some things that are not so wonderful, it's bringing to the realization that those things aren't aligning with you, and you're stepping up for the betterment of you. So you need to get rid of those things. Timeline jump here is what is supporting that, along with our Virgo moon. Now look at this, massive spikes here in our Schumann. We have a lot of density that is into play, playing with our emotions today. We have a lot of realizations, that clarity that is coming into play as well. So how are you playing with this energy today? Are you feeling a difference? Let me know in the comments. So later today, we can expect to see some more spikes on our Schumann due to some severe thunderstorms that are overhead in that area where the sensors are, right? So it is picking up a lot of that electromagnetic energy that is in the ionosphere around this area, setting off those sensors. So we can expect to see a lot more. This is later in the day today. So more spikes are awaiting us. So we have 9 sunspot regions on our sun. Only one is super active, which is 3738. That will be Earth facing here in the next coming of days. There's a large region that has been numbered 3742 and 3743 that came onto the southeastern limb of the sun. It is the skeleton of a region, despite all of those M-class flares that it threw us. Now it's kind of dissipated by now, and I don't see too much going on today with that region, but we have a lot of time before it heads off of the western limb of the sun. But let's look at 3738. Because this region is giving us the majority of pretty much everything, as you see, several M-class flares, some low-level C-class flares, and it looks like this region is going to continue as it rotates off of the sun. This is region 3738. It gained a weak delta configuration within the trailing spots, also with that beta in the gamma. Now it has grown overall in size, and it has still that 5% chance of having an X-class flare from this region, and the more it grows and develops, we'll see a higher percentage result from that. This active region is the culprit of numerous M-class flares, sending us into those R1, R2 moderate to minor radial blackouts, which we still are in. This is where we currently lie with those radial blackouts yet again over the Americas. It is just targeting us, and it's going to pulse in the absorption today and move throughout the world. Despite this active region being Earth facing, there are no Earth directed components with any of those solar flares. This is region 3738 that is located directly above a massive coronal hole that is formed on the sun. This is also Earth facing. These could be a potential for disaster. These streams of gamma ray will increase the human consciousness and activate a lot of those dormant DNA strands. But something we are going to heavily monitor is these two things right here. Now, solar winds were nominal. As you can see, we are going to be at a very low level of a KP2, which is very low solar winds. We'll also see nominal levels here tomorrow, hitting those KP3, KP4, almost active G1 geomagnetic storm levels, but right below it. We have a negative polarity that is coming in that will increase it a little bit before it dips right back down on July the 12th with those KP3 levels again. We're gonna see some pretty low and slow solar winds for the next coming of days, unless we get a large coronal mass ejection that'll send us into a higher geomagnetic storm. So interesting energy that it's at play today. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Schumann graph. If you're feeling a lot of that clarity come through, if you're feeling the density, if you are expressing and processing those emotions with the Virgo moon, just a lot at play. Let me know what you guys think. Love ya.